Welcome back. We are looking at the timing of Jesus and his return, and we want to look at these verses in Matthew 24 currently that's describing his return. But we're looking again, and I want to reiterate the fact that we just don't want to take somebody's opinion or thought or even cherry pick verses to make it fit to our desire or kind of our conclusions, but we want to look at scripture as our foundation and let that create and form what we believe and keep them in context. And that's why when I'm looking at this, I'm actually looking through the scriptures and grabbing other scriptures that go along with it to support what the context is saying. So here in Matthew 24 verse 42, he says, "Therefore keep watch, because you do not know on what day your Lord will come." And we've kind of talked about that a little bit in previous videos. But he goes, "But understand this, if the owner of the house had not known at what time the night the thief was coming, he would have kept watch and would not have let his house be broken into. So you must also be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect him." And then he launches us into who is the faithful servant. And so I want to look at this because he gives this idea of Jesus is coming like a thief in the night, and we need to be ready for it. And here Paul picks up this same theme, and he describes what the two groups look like that Jesus is speaking about in verse 42. And so in 1 Thessalonians 5:1, he kind of does an exegesis on this scripture. And he goes, "Now, brothers and sisters, about the times and the dates, we don't need to write to you, for you know very well that the day," and I'm going to pull it up here, "that the day will come like a thief in the night." So we see the same language. We see that he's talking about this Matthew 24 passage. And he goes, "While people are saying peace and safety, destruction will come on them suddenly as labor pains on a pregnant woman, and they will not escape." So he says, just like it really in the days of Noah, they're saying peace and safety, but really all the signs of the times are present that we should be sober in that hour, and we shouldn't be just giving ourselves to a false peace and safety. Now look what he says. He goes, "Now, but you brothers and sisters are not in darkness. So this day should surprise you like a thief." And let me just re-say that. He goes, "Brothers and sisters are not in darkness, so that this day should surprise you like a thief." And so what we see is he's taking this group and he goes, hey, he's going to come like a thief to those that are in darkness, those that don't know the signs or don't realize that Jesus is about to break in the earth. He goes, "But you're children of light and the children of the day. And we do not belong to night or to the darkness. So then let us be like others who are asleep, but let us be awake and sober. For those who sleep, sleep at night, and those who get drunk at night. But since we belong to the day, let us be sober, putting on faith and love as a breastplate, and the hope of salvation as a helmet." And I love this verse because he's saying, hey, you know Jesus, you know the signs, you know what's coming. And it's not even that we have to have the timeline all figured out and we got to know like when he's going to return and all the events before it. He goes, actually, you're going to begin to see the seasons shifting. You're going to begin to see the signs in these times that Scripture has talked about. But the key is that we would live as in the light rather than in darkness. We wouldn't give ourselves to the things that the world is giving themselves to, but we would be sober in that time, and we would be about love. We would be about faith. We would be about our salvation. And so I want to encourage you that this verse is not this idea that he's going again to snatch us away in the middle of the night. We're actually of the day, and he's calling us in the hour of his return, in the season of his return, to begin to live with sobriety, to live with an awakened heart to him, to live in the place of faith in that hour, and not to succumb to the darkness or even the pressure that will come because of wickedness.